Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Birth of a Degenerate. I am said birther right here. My name is Jay Philly, along with my nice
You don't
host,
think that's right at
Billy
all.
FFD, and Morgan Watkins, aka Lady Hair. There you go.
Um, First off, you would be the birthy. You wouldn't be the birther.
Yeah, we're the birthers.
We would be the
Oh,
birthers. Let's get this
oh,
right first. Learn your
okay.
simple
We are
anatomy
your
terms or
daddies.
something. Like let's figure this one out for
You
yourself.
know,
But yes,
my
welcome
mom isn't
back,
a
ladies and
doctor like
gentlemen.
all of you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this episode 4 of Birthing of a Degenerate. As Jared said, we have Billy, you have myself, and we have our favorite young buck himself, Jared, here. Boys, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Phenomenal. Thank you for asking.
I love it. All right, anyway, I don't care how Jared's doing. Let's get back
Fair.
into it real quick. Let's see how we're doing. Jared, it's been a bit since we talked and everything. You
Huh.
put out some picks last week for us.
Yeah,
How'd
I
the
did.
picks go? What were the picks? Well, tell the viewers what the picks were. How'd they go?
The picks were Grizz at -4.5, Warriors at -4, and the was it Bulls at
Bulls.
+9.
And how'd they do?
How'd they do?
Hey, I was 2 out of 3 on them. The fucking
I
Warriors
hate that he
decided.
says 2 out of 3.
Fine,
Morgan,
I was
you
two
no
of three.
no
I was two
no
of
no no no
three.
no. Morgan, when you win 2 bets and you lose 1, what do you call it? You went 2 and 1.
I go 2-1.
Yeah, you went 2 and 1. You don't go 2 of 3. That sounds stupid.
I'm not sitting there at the plate going 2 for 3 with two singles. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This I went two. I
What?
went 2-1.
I had
Like
2 homers and I struck out once. I'm 2 and
yeah,
1.
yeah. Give me a break here. Yes. So Jared last picks that he posted on the at Betting Diagonal Twitter page. He was on the Grizzlies laying 4.5 to Detroit. Warriors laying 4.5, or I'm sorry, laying 4 to Orlando, and the Bulls getting 9 against the Sixers. He did go 2-1. Congratulations, Jared. You had a decent
Thank you.
week again.
Thank
He
you.
got
Thank
he got a nice little backdoor cover by the Bulls at the end that really pushed him over the edge. Sixers ended up winning that game 112 to 105, and the Bulls got a little 3-pointer with 5 seconds left to go in the game that gave little Jared here the cover. So congratulations. Overall, this past 3 weeks of Jared's picks, including his horrific showing for the Super Bowl,
Oh
you.
he
god.
is
Don't
at
remind me.
six.
Stop.
He's at 6-7. But Jared's not bad in the NBA. We'll give him some credit. In the NBA so far this season, Jared's 4-2. He can't
Hey,
gamble on the Super Bowl or NFL pretty much at all, but he's been all right in the NBA. He's had his moments. So congratulations to Jared. You had a pretty good week.
thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
Billy, how's your week been going? Yeah, I know we've talked about it a bunch. We've had some interesting things happening. How have you been doing this past week with your picks?
I started terrible. Like if you go back to my first, I came back Sunday. I had a few days off. I had some personal things going on. Had to take a couple days off from Twitter. Sorry, I'm sweating out and under with a minute 37 left, boys and girls. I need no more points. It's not gonna happen. It's been okay. I'm making a comeback. I went 2-3 yesterday. I am currently 3-1, about to be 3-2, 3-3. I got a bunch of games going on right now. It's hard to tell, but I've had a better
Huh?
week than you.
Me, yeah. It's we're beginning this week and even a little bit in the past few days. We've been tilted, big time.
Yeah.
There's been some bad picks being made. There's been some bad pick advice being thrown around. We've had a lot of
Quote
hearsay
unquote
going around on picks.
guarantees.
There's some guarantee talk been going on out there and everything. But ladies and gentlemen, there's only two things that we can guarantee in life: death and taxes. We can't guarantee that we're going to win sports bets. You should never really throw around the word guarantee in sports gambling, unless you got some inside tip where you got Brad Donaghy throwing some games out there in the
Or like
early 2000s NBA. Something crazy going on.
a national anthem over.
You got a national anthem over. You got someone standing outside the stadium just listening in, recording everything. It doesn't happen. Like I said, there are no guarantees. sports gambling, it's a risky business. It's a fun business, but it's risky. You can't just sit there, rest on your laurels. If you're trying to make a living just straight off of sports gambling, we all would love to do it. I wish you the very best. It is a tough industry to just be the best at. But one of the nice things that has happened in this past week, which we're going to talk about, as we talked about last episode with Jared, is if you bet in units, you didn't go broke. You didn't go completely broke if you were betting units. Units are what saves where the smart gamblers like Billy does. Units are what the dumb gamblers that Morgan doesn't do.
Yeah, all in, baby.
Billy's going down.
Why are you fouling? You're down 15. Fouling a
Down
3-point
goes
shooter.
Billy.
What are you
Down
doing?
goes Billy.
What are
That's
you
the
doing? I
highlight
got
of
2
these
points to
episodes are always
spare.
Billy just falls out of his chair. It's always my favorite.
This is where most of my games go on. Is late
You
night.
should really
That's
have
what
like
falls
a
out.
little stinger for when Billy goes down. It's,
I do.
it's just like punching sounds you hear. Pop, pop,
I
pop.
like
Ah!
my arm to go off or something. Something just like the shake-o-meter or something like that.
A tilt meter. There you
Yeah.
go. A tilt meter.
If we had a tilted meter, it would be at 11 out of 10 every freaking night. It's been an interesting week for the betting the diagonal boys, that is for sure. And then in essence, our birth of a degenerate man-child as well. But Jared, let's we're talking about units a little bit. Let's talk about units. Let's recap a little bit. What do you remember? What are units?
Okay, I can't give a definition, but the example is that if you usually bet like 10 or $20, then that's your unit. You know, like that's what you're gonna bet every time. You're not gonna go over and bet like 100 unless you're really feeling the heat. But yeah, your unit's $20.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of on it. Your unit is, your standard monetary bet that you like to play. Billy and myself, we like to throw our money around there. Maybe our unit plays a little bit bigger. Looks like Billy might be down a couple units right now.
2 units. Down 2 units.
Billy's
And actually,
has lost his unit up there.
3 total in this game because of fucking USC. That's okay.
Tough. We had some tough breaks this evening, which we'll be recapping, I'm sure, in tonight's episode of Bang the Diagonal. But you're kind of on there, Jared. Your unit is your standard monetary bet that you like to play. Billy and I like to play a little bit bigger units. Risk a little bit more to win a little bit more. I know you yourself. You're about a $1 unit kind of guy, maybe a penny stock kind of guy, and everything. Low risk, low reward kind of picks. As you're kind of getting your feet wet in the shallow end with the minnows real fast. It's all right. We'll get you there. Say your typical unit bet is $5. You put 2 units on that game. You put a $10 bet in, right? Nice and easy. You never want to go crazy, though. Do you remember how much of your bankroll we want to have your unit total be?
10%.
Whoa. That's a bold
5%?
strategy, Colin. That is how you lose your bankroll real fast.
5%?
We want to keep your unit play between 2 to 4% of your bankroll. All right. If you say ideally, yes. Say your bankroll. Go ahead. Yeah.
I guess because not everybody has a starting bankroll of a certain amount that can allow that. Like for me, mine's usually 5%. Just on average, it's 5% of my bankroll. That's because I'm not keeping the money in there. The second my games come in, I'm usually betting on something else. So it's hard to keep the 5% or the 2 to 4% sometimes, but ideally it's 2 to 4, no more than 5%. No more than 5% of your bankroll. I personally don't suggest putting more than 5% of your bankroll on anything.
Yeah, you got to be feeling really good about picks. One thing that you can, games you can feel good about right now. The Pelicans hitting the over every single night. Pelicans don't know how to play defense. Pelicans, all they can do is soar. They don't know how to sit there. But anything. Say your bankroll is at $1,000 right now. That's what you have sitting there. 2 to 4% of your bankroll. You're looking at it like $20 a unit. $40 is a unit for you. Like I said, if your bankroll is at $20, right? If we want to play 5% of your bankroll, you're playing a $5 bet, right? That's what you're kind of sitting at. And that's a good number. It's a reasonable number. It kind of helps you control yourself and gamble responsibly, which we advocate very much for on this show. Please gamble responsibly. If you do not gamble responsibly, please reach out for help. There are resources out there for you. Not us, because we'll tell you to keep gambling. I will tell you to play every dollar you've ever had. If it comes down to selling your kidney to get more money in the bankroll, I'll tell you to do it. So make sure you do gamble very responsibly. That's one of the nice things that betting unit play gets you. You get a better chance to gamble responsibly, unless when you guys like Billy and I, who are true degenerates, and we'll just throw some money around on the craziest things. The Sichuan blue whales. On a Asian table tennis match tonight at 4:00 in the morning.
No joke. Morgan can confirm this. I did bet on Russian table tennis last week when I was full tilt. Oh. I don't recommend that to anybody.
Sometimes you just got to get a little bit of action, though.
It did
get some action that can get some wins.
It was an underdog, which is it's all luck. I have no idea who this guy is.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to say their name.
I do know because I studied him. I studied him after. Now I think I got a winner.
We found a new guy. We got a new sport here, boys. We're going to be following some Russian table tennis. Jared, I expect you to have some picks next week for some Russian table tennis. And I can't wait to listen to you say these names. We are going to be in for a special treat that episode.
Hold on. Before we go any farther, talking about names. What's your favorite UFC guy?
Oh, Umar Nurmagomedov? Oh, yeah, that guy. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Brother?
Yeah. Umar, I think his name was. Nurmagomedov.
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 So, crazy stuff. All fun, all laughs here. We like to keep it light and make fun. We're picking on each other on this show. We always are keeping it light. It's always fun. It's always lighthearted, no matter how hard we ride each other and everything. I guarantee you that we're just trying to have a good time, have some fun with it and whatnot. So let's move on. Jared, do you have any questions about units as just a refresher real quick before we move on to tonight's topic for you?
So even if I'm really feeling it in my plums, I should stick with the unit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can do more than one unit if you feel very good about it. Like I said,
never more than 5 units.
Yes, you don't want to go crazy. Don't ever go more than 5 units because then you're just asking for trouble. But I was on the Sixers laying 5.5 this evening versus the Mavericks. I felt phenomenally about that pick. I put that pick in real early last night because I knew that was an easy Sixers cover. Right? It was a wire-to-wire win for the Sixers tonight. I put a 3-unit play on that. I didn't need to sit on just a single unit because I felt so good about that pick. The more units I put on that pick, the better I feel about it, the more confident I'm in. Right now, a play that I've been playing a lot is the Pelicans over in all of their games. They're 21 of their last 22 to the over. It's an unbelievable stat. The Utah Jazz, the last 3 months against the spread, has been a phenomenal. Like they're like 29-3 or something like that. Another one, what we'll be speaking about later tonight on Betting the Diagonal. Jazz are laying 5.5 tomorrow night against Miami. I love that number. I'm grabbing that number as fast as I can. That's going to be a 3-unit. That's going to be at least a 3-unit play for me because I feel so good about that number. It really comes down to how you feel about your picks, right? For example, Billy was on the Knicks under today, which in theory is a great pick. The logic's there. It's a sound pick. It didn't work out, right? But if and that's where you want to be responsible with it and not throw 1,000 units on a play just based solely off empirical evidence where you don't know where it's going to go. At the end of the day, numbers are numbers. You still have no idea what's going to happen. You can take an educated guess, and that's all sports gambling is running, crunching numbers to try to take a guess. But you don't know what's going to happen. I was on the Lakers last night plus 8.5. In no scenario, and Billy was there as well. In no scenario did we think the Lakers would lose by like 30 points. That didn't even cross our mind. We both said to each other on Tuesday during Tuesday's episode, LeBron's going to come out and put out an MVP type showing, and he's going to put that team on his back. Nope, sure as hell didn't. He stunk. The whole team stunk. It's the West now runs through Utah. We're going visiting Mormon shopping out there these days. But all right, let's stay on topic, off tangent tonight, Jared. We're going to talk about teasers. And I know I'm not talking about the little pictures, the seductive images that you send to all your Tinder matches on Friday night. I'm talking about teasers that we have in gambling, right? sports gambling teasers. So Billy, let's go into this. Let's try to explain to our little buddy here. What is a teaser?
Teaser?
Uh,
No, let him guess.
Jared. I mean, Jared, what do you think a teaser is?
Let him guess.
is it like a preemptive bet? No, you like hit different parts of a bet or something like that.
All right, shut the fuck up. I've had enough of that. So a teaser is when you take, for instance, I don't ever recommend taking more than 2 teasers to be like official. We'll call this an official, advice. Don't take more than two team teaser. So a teaser in football, which is used the most for it, takes a +3. So a team who is the underdog by 3 points, laying the 3 points, now moves from +3 to +9.
So you're increasing plus.
Yes. So now they're getting more points. So now instead of only losing by less than 3, now they have to lose by less than 9. But what happens when you do that? The odds change. So instead of playing like a -110, so like $110 to win 100, if you play it by itself, it's like -280, I think, something like that. Doesn't matter. But you take 2 of those games to pay out. What is it? -125 for 2 games?
I think it's -125. That sounds right.
So you're getting a lot of extra points that you don't really need. But just to be safe, you're taking it. It's a teaser, It's like, hey, you need a winner? You desperate right now? Do you want a couple extra points? Want to be safe? Here's the Bills -16. Take it. +16. Take it. Oh, the Chiefs plus 15 against the Browns in the playoffs? Go ahead. Take it. I dare you. And you take it.
I double dog dare you.
And you win. But you don't win as much money, therefore they're just teasing you. They're like, hey, here. You had to bet on 2 games, not just 1, to win the amount of money you could have bet on the 1 game.
So it has its benefits, Jared. If you're you want to do like a little parlay action and get in there a couple games. Billy says he doesn't do more than 2. I don't think I usually sit around 3. I don't go over 3 when I do a teaser. A lot more of my teasers because I stink at betting in the NFL. Obviously, my forte is more towards NBA. A lot of my teasers in the NBA. Get the fuck out of here. A lot of my teasers.
I like parlays. Parlays are
and all right. Well, I know you're going to interrupt me. What's a parlay? Tell me about what parlays are real fast. Let's see what you remember.
A parlay, you pick either a athlete, a team, or something. You have to pick a set amount, and they all have to meet those categories for you to win out.
Half of that's right, I guess.
I guess
none of it's wrong.
That's right.
You did an extremely
really
weird way of explaining it, but you're somewhat right.
I am right. You just pick, and they all have to hit.
You know what a parlay is, Jared?
It's all or nothing.
A, it's all or nothing.
I mean, that's what every bet.
And B, 95% of the time, it's nothing.
Yes,
95% of the
parlays
time,
are great.
You can
win big money on parlays. I sent a nice one to the boys earlier last week. I had a nice $550 payout on a $5 bet. A little tiny play that I got. Just happened to get everything. I hit it. The odds of that happening are very slim. It's not going to happen very often.
$5 bet to win $550.
It was a big play.
Plus that's 11, a BR betting
plus
post on Instagram.
Yeah, it was a big play.
It's plus 1150. That's what it is.
And it's not. You're not going to hit those every day. I paid 2 parlays the past 2 nights. I've hit 3 out of 4 legs in both of them, and I've missed 1 leg in each that has killed the parlay. What are you going to do? It's not a guaranteed winner. Obviously a single play has a much higher success rate than a parlay. A parlay is going to pay you out significantly better money, but it's much more difficult to hit consistently. It's the parlay's a wild ride. But anyway, we went down this rabbit hole that I didn't really anticipate we're going down. Um, for a teaser, say you have, like I said, if I'm doing an NBA teaser and I'm doing it based on parlay, maybe I had say tonight's games, for example, right? Pelican. Sorry, I had a parlay this evening that was going to be the Sixers minus 5.5. It was the not Jazz. I'm sorry, Bucks minus 7.5, Clippers minus 7.5. Now on that one there, I could do a teaser on that play. NBA, typically the teasers you can get in the NBA are between 3 to 6 points that I can kind of tease it around with. The lesser the number, the better payout I'm still going to get. I'm still not going to get a great payout, but a better payout. Now, if I tease that up to 6 points, and I'm now taking the Sixers plus 1.5, I'm now taking the Nets minus 1.5 and the Bucks minus 1, or Clippers minus 1.5. My odds significantly get better of winning, but my payout disappears. It's not worth my time. Unless I'm adding every team that's playing that day on a card, it's not worth my time. I'm not getting my bang for my buck in that sense, right? So I want to make sure that I'm being smart with it. Now it's great. We were saying, if you have a couple legs of a parlay that you feel great about, and you just have one that you're like, I don't know about this one right here. Maybe you tease it a little bit, get a little rubski on it, see what happens. It's going to give you the chance to alter the point spread a little bit, which is very nice. And like Billy said, and how I said in basketball, it's usually between like 3 to 6 points. Football is usually like 6 to 7 points with a hook in there that you can tease it. Kind of move the line around a little bit and see what we can get on there.
Morgan disagrees with me on the idea of teasing in basketball. Teasing points in football means a whole lot more because you don't always have the ball. There's not as many turnovers. There's not as many swings going on. In a basketball game, I don't ever find any value in a 4-point swing at all. Anything can happen in 10 seconds. Like 10 seconds is an eternity in basketball. I just watched it. I just watched it.
It really is.
So that's why I personally don't ever bet teasers for basketball, college basketball, NBA, doesn't matter. It's not my thing, but I know Morgan's into it a little bit. It gives you a little bit extra boost when when you're looking for it.
It's nice when maybe.
It's called a teaser for a reason. They're teasing you.
Yeah.
You're not winning as much money. You may have won, but you're not
It's
having as good of a time as if you won regularly.
Yeah, it has its nice little moments. If I don't feel great about something, say this Bucks Pelicans game tonight, maybe I don't feel great about the Bucks laying 7.5 to the Pelicans. Now I did have felt good about it. I still feel good, even though it's a 3-point game right now. I still feel very good about that number. But it lets me get a little movement in there more and towards my favor, more I might be a little bit more comfortable with. Doesn't mean it's going to win. As we said, there's no guarantees in gambling, right? No guarantees in anything that we do on these podcast programs. I don't know what that was. I'm gonna have to drop that noise right there. I need a drop button for that one real quick. Sorry, my laptop just came to life and started playing a basketball game in the background. Kind of threw me off a little bit. I only heard it in my ear. It threw me off a little bit there. But Jared, questions on teasers. What do you think about them? Is it something you think you'd be interested in? What do you have questions for about it?
No, because it doesn't pay shit.
Jared's about that now.
I more to get less. The only thing it's for, it sounds like, is to make yourself feel good. Like, hey, maybe I can do this. No, you can't do it. You gotta be a big boy.
What you could also do, which we're not going to get into as much tonight. We'll say this for a different episode. Teasers part 2. You could do a reverse sweetheart teaser.
I don't even.
Where?
All right, next topic because
that nonsense.
So instead of, I will just touch on it. We're not going to get into it, but instead of you taking 6 points from a laying 7.5 spread, you're giving yourself an extra 6 points. Or I'm sorry, you're taking it away the opposite direction. So you're increasing your odds. So say the Sixers this evening, right? We're laying 5.5 to the Mavericks. If I do a little reverse action, it'll make it I'm laying 11.5 to the Mavericks rather than the 5.5. If my payout just became significantly better. But that's a story for another day. We're not going to get into that right now.
Thank God.
That's
Like I
such
said,
such complicated. Alternate
Oh,
spread.
it's extremely complicated.
You need to
you
really know what you're doing.
I don't touch them. And I think for the most part, I'm pretty good at NBA. I know what I'm doing in NBA a lot of times. I don't touch it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I need a screen block for this guy. I don't get near that. But all right, Jared. Now we went over tonight's stuff. I want to go over with you real quick what's on the docket for the next episode. All right, you have a little bit of homework. We went over homework for your last episode, and I know that you didn't do it because
Of course I didn't do it.
No, you've never done homework once in your life. This is why we were in academic probation class together.
Yeah, Ruben.
That surprised me for neither one of you.
Heck yeah. Just the dean. It was fantastic. Hell yeah. That's great to represent right there for those Alvernia folks listening right now. But coming up for you, Jared, all right? You got homework. This is fun homework, all right? You got two pieces of homework. One part isn't. You got to study big time. Next week's episode 5 of Birthing a Degenerate, it's quiz day, baby. You're going to have a 20-question quiz.
20 questions?
20-question quiz that we're going to do live on stream. Right here.
I have
not
a
on
bet.
stream. Yes. Oh, there we go.
I have a bet. No shot Morgan comes up with 20 questions. No
Oh.
shot. Bet anybody at $20 doesn't come up with 20 questions.
Ooh.
I'll come up with 20 questions off of all of our content from these first episodes. I will. I can do that. But that's going to be what's happening next week, Jared. So
I could do that.
I can do that.
I need you to study for me a little bit, all right? You've got your notes. You've been writing notes. I know I've seen you writing over there pretty diligently when you decide to. So I want you to study. We're going to have a nice little pop quiz next week, which isn't really a pop quiz. Your fun homework, right? Mm-hmm. Philly and I have agreed on this. We talked about it last episode. You still haven't done it because you're a piece of shit. You need to watch Uncut Gems.
Wow.
You need to watch Uncut Gems. Wow. Plain and simple.
Hey, maybe I watched it last week.
All right, what's the main character's name?
Like, I fucking know.
Who's the NBA player in the game? Or in the movie?
Kevin Garnett.
Okay, who's the player that the main character tells him to step on his throat?
All I know is Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, an idiot. Absolutely. It was Elton Brand in the 2008 NBA playoffs. Give me a break. I think it was 2010 playoffs. But get the fuck out of here with that weak shit. Come on. Unbelievable. So I want you to watch Uncut Gems. Anybody else who's watching this right now and wanting to get into gambling and learn a little bit more about gambling, watch Uncut Gems. It's a great movie. It's a great sports gambling movie. It also shows you very well how you need to gamble responsibly, how you need to be smart, right? I don't want to see. Part of me maybe deep down wants to see what happens to Howard Ratner, happened to Jared at the end of the movie, but I still don't want to see that all the time. You know, I don't wish ill will against anybody. I guarantee that I don't wish any ill will on you or anything.
You know what we need?
That's a lie.
More sports gambling movies.
I agree. 100% agree with that. We only got one. We have one movie out there.
And let's be honest, half of it was about rocks.
Yeah.
All what it is, bro.
If I want to know about rocks, I'll watch Blood Diamond. I'll go watch some Leo. You know, I don't need to see this. I don't need to know about an opal. I don't even know what an opal is. All I know is that my man hit a massive parlay and then he got domed. 2 to the dome, right, Jared?
2 to the shut the hell up. Stop saying that. Stop saying that.
Jared, real quick, give me 3 picks for Friday, February 26th slate of games. Give me 3 NBA picks that you're on.
These are the picks that I will go 3 for 3 with, and I stand by it. Here we go. Bulls, 5.5 versus the Suns. I think LeBron is tired of getting shit on, so I'm going to go Lakers -5 against the Blazers. And then Thunder +4.5 versus the Hawks.
Our thumb can't get much lower to point down.
I'll
be honest.
It's time to clip Trey Young's wings.
I'll be honest. LeBron's washed.
Oh,
there I said it. I said it.
Heard it.
That warrants an unfollow.
Degenerate, a feature of Betting the Diagonal. We heard it here first. LeBron is washed.
LeBron is
That man
washed.
should have done what he used to do 10 years ago when his team was losing 3-4 games in a row and the best team in the league comes to town. He should have put on a 40-20-10 night. Instead, what does he do?
He should have.
Has 10 points at halftime. Not running down the court on defense.
Sat himself out most of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Don't do that. That's not goat shit right there. You know who the real king of the NBA is now? The Cameroonian sensation, Joel Embiid.
Stop it.
Right. And this was bang the birth of a degenerate. Thank you all for watching.
Quick wrap up. Jared's picks this upcoming week. He will be on the Bulls plus 5.5 against the Suns, which Billy and I both will probably discussing tonight on Betting the Diagonal. We both will be on the Suns. It's already locked in for both of us. He is going to be on the Thunder getting 4.5 against the Hawks. Don't love that pick. It's not the worst pick Jared's ever made. Don't hate it. Don't love it. It's not on Super Bowl level picks for Jared, where he went 0 for 6. I'm sorry, 1 for 6. But it's not pretty. It's not great. I don't love it. Hawks are a hot team right now. Lakers laying 5 against the Blazers. I don't love that pick either. I'm personally going to be on the Blazers money line, but that's just me. I think Mr. Lillard is going to come out and after being disrespected by fans and his peers and drop a 50 burger on LeBron after Luka got shut down by Mr. Defensive Player of the Year himself, Ben Simmons, tonight. But that's all the time we have here tonight at Birthing and Degenerate. All right, boys, where can I find you?
All my socials are J Philly the Kid, especially on Twitch. We just hit 200 followers.
Congrats, by the way.
So shout out to everyone who supports. And if you're new and you want to get into Twitch, come by. Drop in the chat, lurk, something, say hi. And if you really deal with me, hey, hit that little heart follow button. But all my socials, J Philly the Kid.
I'm Billy FFD. Follow me at Billy FFD. Follow me on Twitter again at FFD Podcast, because I'm the guy who tweets on there. And follow me again on Betting Diagonal, because outside of these two posting their picks, I'm the guy who tweets on there as well. So if you hit me up at any of those three, 99% chance I'm back
guy behind the majority of the work that gets done here. So a special shout out to Billy.
Behind the majority of the work that gets done here. I don't know what you mean.
The kid busts his butt every day. If it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible right now. So thank you to Billy. You can find me at MoWatch26 on Twitter. I'm also obviously part of the Betting the Diagonal clan. We got some great picks coming out each day until some of us go tilted and we just disappear for a couple days. But when you take a look at our picks, I guarantee you that they're not guaranteed winners. They are not guaranteed winners. No picks that Billy or myself will post are guaranteed winners. We would not do that to our followers, our people, anyone who tails us. We're giving you our best bets. What we think is going to work, what we've done the work to figure out. It's sports gambling, baby. It might not happen. It might. We wish you everybody the very best. On that note, boys, we're wrapping it up. Thank you all for coming in this evening and joining us, and we will see you Degenerates next week.